We are. Apparently it says it's my 25th broadcast on live stream. I'm pretty sure I've done loads more than that, but I think because I did a load under the Seaside CEO page, it doesn't know that it's me. So hello. So today it's Friday when I'm recording this, 5 days into our 6-month program. And I just have to say what an amazing and exhausting week it's been for me. Hi Miro. So I was thinking like this week could be just sort of pottering around, people introducing themselves to each other and just kind of setting the groundwork. And the fact that there has been so much energy, hi Carol, so much enthusiasm, so much support, so much love, so many results already for people in only 5 days has just been astounding to me, really. Hi Emma. Whoop whoop. So I was really hoping after my frantic sales week that we just potter around a little bit this week and sort things out. So if you need to go on the school run, I will try and get what needs to be said in 30 minutes and then we'll have a bit of Q&A at the end. So if you need to leave, you won't really miss anything. So before we start, I just want you to have something to write on. I hope I've trained you all well and you've all got a hi squiggly. I hope you've got something to write on because I want to actually lead you through your own weekly review on this call because I think that's the most useful thing to do. So hello everybody, and I know some people gave their gave their apologies for not being here, so we need to do the register. So good morning, good afternoon Creative Mavericks. I do love this. So while you type in good morning, good afternoon Claire, or Miss, or whatever you want on the thing, that would be lovely. I keep thinking it's morning, it's afternoon. So this morning I've had a meeting with Erin, who's doing my events for me. She's the most beautiful woman ever. She's in this group, might watch this. And honestly, the universe put us together and she's just doing all the detaily arranging bits so I can just turn up and do my events. And we plan them together and we've been sat at her big kitchen table in the sunshine today. It's been absolutely gorgeous. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, good. Fantastic. I love this crazy group. So what I want to talk about, and I know if you've been in my group for a while, you see me sharing this every flipping week about the weekly review. And it's a real structured thing that has made a massive difference to my life. So I started doing this when I was really, good afternoon. Oh, there's a new one. Good afternoon, Claire. Other Claire were. So I started doing this. I trained as a coach years ago and really like the Wheel of Life as a simple tool, and it's something that Emma, my sister Sutton, who's in this group, we coached each other for a year when we both bought a book on life coaching. It had a kind of grid thing rather than the Wheel of Life, but it was a really powerful thing to divide your life into sections and to look at one section at a time almost, because it gets rid of a lot of the overwhelm. And to me, the Wheel of Life has always been an incredibly powerful tool, both for me and for my clients. So that's why I really wanted you to do one at the beginning of the week, to really look at where you're at now. And if you've recorded it anywhere, written it anywhere, if you're like me, like I recycle my notebooks now because I like to get rid of the old energy, but keep the beginning from the beginning of this week, because when we get to Easter and all your lives and mine are unrecognizable, we really want to know where you've come from, because that'll be my testimonials and my marketing. So please keep what you wrote at the beginning of the week, because you'll be astounded how different things are, and it'll be really good to look back on it. Good afternoon, everybody. So the weekly review, why do it? Because it really taps you back in. And I know many of you have kids, some of you still have part-time jobs, or you're running a business that already takes quite a lot of hours. You don't have a lot of time always. So I have lots of time because I don't have kids. This is all I do. I don't have another job and I can pretty much suit myself. So, but I still find it really useful every week to sit down and do this. Now what I do is I tend to do it on a Sunday morning quite often. I put this program called Sunday Brunch on, which is on Channel 4 if you ever watch it. It's like a magazine on telly. It tends to have a comedian on, it tends to have some food, well, they cook some food, they talk to some celebrities, they have an expert talking about something, and it just kind of keeps my brain occupied. It's like having my mates around, and then I sit there with my notebooks and a cup of tea and all my coloured pens and I look at my week. And the reason I like doing this is because it keeps me on track towards my intentions. So hopefully you have something written like this. If you don't already have one, do not worry. As I say, it's a 6-month program. But I want you to start thinking about what you want, where you're going in all of those life areas. So this morning, so my third paragraph on mine is my expert team support me and my vision. They do their activities in a cool, fun and rapid action. We work in a light, bright studio with me in my genius and then implementing with excellence. This morning I've been with Erin, who I met when I did a talk a couple of weeks ago. We met for coffee. After an hour and a half of chit-chatting around her other businesses, it turned out she was an amazing event organiser. She loved connecting. She'd set up groups before and events before for her other business in London. And she's now doing all my events. So we weren't in a studio today, but we're in her light, bright kitchen, sat at the kitchen table. And it's pretty much as close to that at the moment as I can get. So have your intentions, because everything you do in your action plan should take you closer to your intention. Everything you set for your mini intentions for your week should get you closer to your intentions, because believe me, it really flipping works. And when you're open to it and you're on track, your conscious mind, your unconscious mind, all your friends and the universe know which way you're going. So I do mine on a Sunday morning, but as I've said in my group before, if you have kids and you have family time on a Sunday and you don't have time on a Sunday, do not do it on a Sunday. I do it on a Sunday because it really suits me. But what I would do is do it either at the end of the week, so Friday afternoon be great, or Friday evening if you have a bit of time on a Friday evening, or over the weekend, or first thing on Monday morning, because although time doesn't exist in the universe, it does in the world where we live. And you want it to be either the last thing you do in the week or the first thing you do in the week, because this is how you plan your week. So hopefully you got the ebook that I put in this morning, which kind of guides you through it. So it's got a couple of links to different videos on how to do it, which I won't obviously repeat those bits, so you can click on the links and do that. So how I do my weekly review: I get my lovely notebook, something like this. This is actually starring in the ebook, so I didn't write this ebook that long ago. And I sit down and I look at the sections of my life using the wheel, or I look at my intentions using this. And the first thing I do is I give gratitude for wherever I am right now. So the purpose of the weekly review is never to beat yourself up for what you haven't done. Hi, Emma. It's never to go, oh my God, I said I was going to go to the gym 3 times and I haven't been. I'm such a bad person. It's not about that. So the first thing is gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. You know, that's my favourite thing for changing your vibration, for changing your thoughts, for changing how you feel at any point. If you're feeling in lack and scarcity and fear and like, oh God, things are difficult, and your self-talk is going a bit crazy and you've got that horrible person beating you up, go into gratitude. So firstly, I sit there and I go, I'm really grateful that I'm sat here, that I'm sober, that I've got a roof over my head, that my life is expanding every day. And it doesn't matter if it's expanding by a molecule, it's still expanding. So if your life is in any way better than the week before, that's the time to give gratitude. If you've had a lot of challenges, you can actually still give gratitude for the challenges, because what they're showing you is something important and you will learn something important from it. Hi, Emma. So we sit down with either your intentions or your wheel of life from the previous week. I tend to sit down, I still have a paper diary as well, which I showed in the video, which just has my appointments on it, and the rest of it I fill in as I go with whatever happens in the group and whatever the universe tells me to do, which is amazing. And I look at my diary and I go, so when I go for a walk or when I go to the gym, I write it down in my diary that I've been. So I get to the end of the week and I go, okay, so first thing I look at is health. So what have I done for my health? So what I want you to do today is just go through this with me with the ebook. So on a notebook or on a bit of paper that you've got, write health, and I want you to write like, what have you done for your health this week? So this is both physical activity, it could be stretching, it could be classes you go to, it could be meditation, it could be what you've eaten, it could be you know, drinking less alcohol or smoking less or whatever habits, or eating less sugar, or just being aware of what your habits are. So whatever it is that you've kind of set for your intentions, kind of, are you any closer? So while we're on the call, I just want you to write health and just do a little assessment of what you've done and what your outcomes for your health are. And this is what I do. So it covers absolutely everything. It's not my exercise plan, it's everything. I meditate every single day at least once, tick. I have a gluten-free diet, I don't have any choice, but I write that every week because I go, I've still got a choice not to, tick. Alcohol-free, tick. You know, how much sugar have I had? Well, it's hormone week this week, so a fair bit, but that's okay, I feel all right about it. How many hours walking did I do? Now, last weekend, I'd had crazy sales week. I hadn't actually, when I looked at my weekly review, it's like, God, I haven't been out for a walk unless I've walked to somewhere, like the hospital. I haven't actually been out for a lovely, you know, soulful, meditative, beautiful walk. So I did my review on Saturday actually, and Saturday afternoon I did a big walk, and Sunday I did a big walk. So I did 6 hours over the weekend. Now, not because I felt I had to, but I went, I know I feel loads better if I do big walks around the headland, so I need to put them in this weekend and make sure I can keep on top of it. So the awareness is part of, have you done what you said you were going to do? And again, it's not to beat yourself up, it's to go, if you haven't done it, is there a reason why? Like something else has got in the way, or you've allowed something else to get in the way, or actually you've put, I'm going to walk X number of hours, or I'm going to go to the gym, and you actually don't really want to. And that's that's great. Again, we don't want things in your kind of intention sheets and action plan that you really don't want to do. If they're shoulds, you want to look really carefully at that, because there is always something you would really rather be done with kind of ease. So it's not that kind of going for a 3-hour walk or going to the gym is easy for me. It's just sometimes it feels like the most natural thing in the world to get up and put my gym kit on and go to the gym. And sometimes it feels like a massive struggle. And if you're doing something new, it will feel uncomfortable. But what I want you to do is do stuff that kind of nurtures your soul as well. That's why I like going for my big long walks, because I get to look at the headland and the coast and the harbour and do my gratitude. And it's like it fulfills like 6 things at the same time. So, so the first thing is health. So have a little jot down about your health this week. And then, you know, celebrate the fact that you're even just sitting down and doing your weekly review. Brilliant. If you've had any healing or any, you know, dental appointments, things like, I mean, I had this for ages and I was like, oh, I must go to the dentist. I've now registered with the dentist and the GP, and, you know, it's only because they kept cropping up on my weekly review. I've got a big spot. It's like, I must make it more important because it's not getting done. I must write it on my sheet because it's week after week, it's the same thing. So look at where you're not doing stuff and going, what do you need to do to make it happen? Or actually, is it something you don't really want? This is why the review is so important. So you're really looking at reasons behind what's happened and what hasn't happened. Brilliant. Okay, so the second one is income, and this comes back to what we said earlier in the week about Emma Sutton wanted to put abundance instead of money or income. You have to have one for money because we need to look at money. So in income, money, whatever you want to do, a pound sign, however you want to put it in your little wheel, do your accounts once a week and you will start to look at where you're really at. You can start to celebrate. Those of you, and some of you have, fantastic, brilliant. So some of you have made money this week. Some of you have made more money than you've really asked for before. I know that Squiggly has done amazingly. She's got £100 back already for her investment in the first month. So it's like going, oh my God, I've brought this money in. Woo, woo, woo. So anything you've achieved, you want to celebrate, 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 because it's really good for your energy and it really shows you and the universe that you're serious about expanding, that you're expanding, except Claire, who's contracting. I don't mean expanding like that. I mean energetically and in your possibilities. So do your counts, know how much money is there, know how much is going in, know how much is going out, and really celebrate when you're making money, because this is why we need to really look at money, because we need to really start celebrating it. If you haven't made any money this week, but you're not really ready to launch anything, that's fine. We don't make money every week in a business. Sometimes, like me, I made tons of money in 10 days, and I've had money kind of coming in this week because it's people paying their payments. But I haven't sold anything this week because I haven't got anything to sell yet, and that's fine. But you don't want too many weeks of, oh God, I haven't made any money, because the point of a business is to make money. Okay, so this is why we do it every week, to go, right, I haven't actually sold anything for 4 weeks. So do you have anything to sell? Do you have a program or a product or a workshop out there? Are you having enough sales conversations? Are you just like sticking a thing on Facebook and hoping somebody will buy it? So again, it's about analysing, have you had sales or not? What do you need to do to get the sales in? How can you make it more fun? How can you make it easier? How can you really celebrate making more money? The more you get into this, the easier and easier and easier it is to sell stuff. Okay, brilliant. Then number 3, I look at business. So business and money are different. So my business, I will look at very county things, like how many people are in my group, how many people are on my page, how many calls have I had, how many people have I just connected with to say hi, have I been to a networking event, you know, all this kind of stuff. Like, have I built my tribe, nurtured my tribe, connected with anybody? Now, it's not all about numbers. So, for example, I only have 130 people in my Facebook group, which is not many, and only about 40 of them really interact with me, and yet I manage to make these sales because I know that my group is a powerful place for me to convert people into customers. So your process might be different. You might want to look at people on your email list, or how many people have downloaded your free ebook this week, or how many people have you told about your workshop, for example. So it's just looking at numbers, but numbers are not always everything. But what we want is those numbers to be increasing. So every week you want to be visible to more and more people. Okay. Cool. So then I have, then it's like, which of these things that you've done have you enjoyed? Because what I want to end up doing, which is what I did in my business, is I just stopped hanging out on LinkedIn. It bores me to death. I hate Twitter because it's too detailed. It gets me into overwhelm. Although I do know people, my sister being one of them, who likes it and works it really well. I just hang out on Facebook because I know how to use it, and it's fun for me. So I put all my energy into one place, and guess what? That's really powerful. If people aren't on Facebook or in my groups, they won't know I exist, really. But focusing your energies on one or two things is really important. So which ones do you enjoy? Do you like networking? Do you like being on stage? Do you like just meeting people for coffee on a one-to-one? You know, do what really fills you up and what gets you the clients. So the best possible result is something that you love, that's natural to you, something whereby you attract the right clients, and some process by which you sell your stuff. That's really what you want to be honing it down to. And we've got plenty of time over the 6 months to highlight this. But I want to really you to look at not just what works, but what you enjoy. And it's highly likely to be the same thing. Okay. And then social or fun. Have you had any fun? Have you been out? Have you had date night? Have you done something just for you? Have you gone out and just done something just to be a normal, sociable human being? And sometimes we need to actually put this in and write it on our action plan and put it in the diary and phone someone up and organise it. It makes me laugh. I have so many messages from people that I've known for ages going, oh, we must get together sometime. It's like, I just know for a fact that's so not going to happen. It makes them feel better to say that. But I'm like, great, when are you free? Let's get the diary out. Because unless you diarise it, it so doesn't happen. So get used to just going, okay, we need to put something in the diary, even if it's for 2 months' time. Really getting people to commit. So when you do this in your social life, and you do it in your family life, and you do it in your business, you'll find that you just get much better results, because things aren't so kind of, oh, it'll happen, and then all of a sudden you go, bloody hell, it's Christmas, we haven't spoken to them for a year, sort of thing. So really look at who's important that you want to speak to, you want to hang out with, you haven't seen for ages, and just get in touch with them, because so often people are just waiting for everyone else to do something, and then it never happens. And again, Emma asked about different sections for the Wheel of Life. Of course, you can pick whatever sections are important to you. But you need health, you need money, you need business in there, definitely. And you need, relationships and family in there, definitely. So love, life, family, relationships. If you're in a family, you're in a significant relationship, and it also includes relationship with parents, siblings, whatever. How is it? Have you spoken to them this week? Does that matter to you? Maybe it doesn't. It's all fine. There is no judgment with any of these numbers or any of this information. It's just information. But it's looking at what's behind that. And it's like too many weeks where I go, God, I haven't spoken to my mum for ages. Time's just whizzing by, and it's like, I need to speak to my mum. And actually, sometimes I go, actually, I'll speak to her right now. Just like, let's get it ticked off the list. And it's not like it's a task, but it's like, I'm around, she's probably around, let's just pick up the phone. So like, the quicker we can implement these things, the better. So I have learning and growth. What have I learned and implemented this week? Because learning's great, but unless you're implementing it, don't bother. So your learning and growth will be very high this week because you've all got stuck into this program. So just about what ahas have you had? What downloads have you had? Some of you are having great intuitive ideas, downloads wherever they come from, and acting on them and getting great results. So again, start recording them, start celebrating them, because the more you celebrate them, the more that you have. What client feedback have you had? Is your life and business expanding? Now, some weeks you might have devastating things happen in your life and business, or illness, or something happening to one of your kids, and actually none of this is important apart from that, and that's absolutely fine. Again, there is no judgment at all. If you go, I've had 2 weeks at my child's bedside in hospital and I haven't done anything, absolutely fine. What I would say is, in any of those situations, make sure that you maintain some kind of self-care, because it's easy to not look after ourselves and then everything falls apart, and I speak from experience on that. Okay, give gratitude and celebration for where you are. You can doodle them, you can colour them in, there's some pictures in the thing. Oh, Erin is here. Fantastic. So everything needs to move towards your vibrant vision or your intentions. So in order to do this effectively, and this is one of the things, like I said, I don't want to be prescriptive in this program, but actually this is one of the things that I think you should be doing every week, because it will make a massive difference. So today, this afternoon, when we're on the thing, I want you to just start to go, okay, my health, my income, business, social, love life, learning, anything else you want to put in there, spirituality, creativity, you know, I don't know what other sections you might want to put in there, but just think about, okay, so how has your week been? Some of you have had the most, well, all of you actually have had a really spectacular week, because this group has been really, really lovely and a true blessing for me to be running it, although it's been a lot more tiring than I expected, because I thought it'd just be pottering along the first week. But pretty much we've had a lot of the information in now, so you know about your products and programs, you know how to write intentions, you know how to do your weekly review. The next 6 months is actually implementing this. That's it, really. So what we'll be doing is we'll be intention setting at the beginning of the week, doing a weekly review at the end of the week, and I'll be doing a couple of live streams in the middle of the week to solve any problems and to get you all together in one place. And that sounds really beautiful to me. So I can see on the ceiling there's something, there's some sunshine. The sun's come out now. When I was at Erin's, it was really cloudy and foggy, and now the sun's come out and it's beautiful. So that really is how to do your weekly review. Put it in your diary, set an alarm on your phone, make sure you've got at least a couple of hours probably for the first one and an hour or so for the next ones, and spend an hour a week just really looking at what your results are, giving gratitude, looking at what you haven't done and looking at the reasons why not. It might not be important, it might not be something you need to do right now, it might not be something you actually really want to do. And then go, okay, so then what you do is you go, what do I want to do this week? So what actions this week will get me closer to this vision, right? So I have actions for my health. I have actions for my team. I have actions for my tribe growing online and offline. I have actions for my manifestation program. I have actions for my body and my mental health. I have actions for my creative life, etc. So I have a few actions written down, but I also have a lot of space in my diary, like I've said, because the universe will just tell me stuff and I need to be able to implement it. Like I've had very, very little in my diary this week, apart from an interview and an appointment and a thing here and a meeting with Erin there. And literally the week has filled itself up with just helping you guys in the group, responding to messages, going to different events, etc. So you don't need an overpacked diary to get a lot done. Brilliant. So that's it. So then you plan your week ahead, and it all leads towards your intentions. And if you're not getting the results, you need to change your results slightly, tweak your results. Like Sue did earlier, had this idea in the car to run a 30-day challenge and charge £100 for it, and she sold 10 places already. And sorry, charged 10 quid for it. So she's sold 10 and she's made £100. So she's got her first investment back already, and we're only on day 5. And that really excites me, to get you into, you don't have to have a big website, you don't have to make things complicated. If you have an idea and you think you've got people that will buy it, you can just get it out there and start solving people's problems, start getting people motivated and building your tribe. So that's from a business point of view. But you can just go, oh, I haven't done enough exercise this week. Well, let's do one this afternoon. Or let me ring such and such today. Or let me write that in my diary right now. Like, the sooner you get into implementation, the better. So that was a pretty quick whiz through for anybody who has to go and pick up their kids from school shortly. So any questions, anything you want to know, anything I can tell you about the weekly review that I haven't covered in this, there's links to the video on how to do it, and some of you have seen me doing this before. But yeah, anything I can help you with on the weekly review, because I really want you all to do this every single week. It sounds really simple and it will change everything. And I need a drink of water. Excuse me a second. Yes, they do. Yep. So when I've got my partner, my manifestation project will finish. Yeah, your intentions do involve. In fact, if you look in the ebook, which I wrote 6 weeks ago, it's different to this. So they evolve slightly, they change slightly. When I read them, some of them I actually set, and then I go so many weeks and I haven't done anything on it, and I go, I actually don't really want to do this. This is a should, not a I really want to create this in my life. So yes, they do. They could evolve. while you're in a program like this as well, and while you're expanding, they could evolve really rapidly. When you're in a stage of evolution, sometimes they just potter along on a bit of a plateau with a slight increase, and sometimes they rocket up. So yeah, if you feel you've outgrown your intentions, even on a Wednesday, right, you look at your intentions, you go, oh my God, I'm so different to what I actually wrote on there. Even on Sunday, just rewrite them and change them. Brilliant question, Emma, thank you. Anyone else? So for example, we're talking about a 15-year journey. When I was living with my brother and I was getting out of clinical depression, one of my actions for one day was walk to the post office and buy some stamps. That's literally how limited my life was at that point. But for me, that was a big thing, because it was 20 minutes walk each way and a box of stamps, a book of stamps. So I felt like I'd achieved something and I'd had a bit of a walk. Like literally, that's where I started with this stuff. This time round, because I know that I know where what my vision is, I know where I'm going, I know how to set intentions and do all this stuff. I have quite expansive ones, but you might want to just do them like, so we talked earlier in the week, you might just want to do them till Christmas, you might want to do them for the next couple of weeks just to suss the system out, and when you know how to do it and you get in a rhythm, you can start to set slightly bigger ones. So whatever suits you, but the idea with it all is it's got to feel like it's something that really drives you, if you like. Any other questions from anyone? Anyone got any burning queries? It's really difficult with this delay, because I don't know whether you're all sat there waiting for everybody else or whether people are typing things, but anyway. So yeah, so there's a couple of videos about setting your vibrant vision, links in the ebook, and there's a video about just talking you through basically what I've taught. Sounds good, very clear, brilliant. So if there isn't any question, can you just tell me whether you think, yes, I can do a weekly review every week now? Make a commitment that for the next 6 months till Easter, I'll give you time off over Christmas if you like, but every week that you're in this program, I really want you to do a weekly review. Not for me. I bet you are. Emma Rockaday, you're a celebrity now, love. Yes, I can. Thank you, Emma Sutton. She's a good girl. Brilliant. Great. So it's really not complicated. It's just sitting down and doing it. And honestly, it will change everything, because the more you realize you're not doing what you've written down, either you don't really want to do it, or you need to tweak something, or you need to make it more fun in order to get the results, which is brilliant. Definitely being woohoo, you can do it. Yes, you can. Brilliant. Thank you, ladies. I don't think I need to say and gent, because I don't think Scott's here today, but brilliant. You are welcome. So like I say, it's such a simple thing and it's made such a massive difference. Yeah, because I think the point with it is that it is really simple. It's not a complicated process. I think the most important thing is to make it regular, and the most important thing, well, the most important thing as well, like 3 most important things. The most important thing is to do it regularly, and also to really look at the reasons why you're not getting results, because there might be an emotional reason, there might be a practical reason, there might be a actually it's not that important to me reason, in which case you can take it off your to-do list and stop feeling guilty about it. Taking the time to do the review. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Lovely. Well, thank you for joining me on a Friday afternoon. It's an absolutely glorious day here, and it's been a hard week. I'm looking a bit pale this week. I've worked really hard for 2 weeks. It's not like me. If you follow me a lot, I like to be down the beach chilling out a lot. But anyway, so next week I will put a couple of live streams in. But what I want to do, I'll put a post in on probably Sunday or Monday, just saying if you want to declare your intentions for the week or your action plan in the group, that's fine. Otherwise, I just want to make sure that you've got your action plan for the week set by Monday lunchtime, and that you have a set time to do your weekly review at the end of the week, whenever that suits you, so that your intention setting at the beginning of the week And your intentions are like mini intentions, action steps towards your bigger intentions. And then you do the weekly review at the end of the week. And honestly, that process of what do I need to do to make this happen? How did I get on? What do I do to make this happen? How did I get on? That routine every week will just make things, it's a structure that gets our crazy creative ideas into some kind of channeled thing. If you get loads of downloads that you haven't got time to implement right now, just write them in a notebook, because they may or may not ever get done, and it doesn't really matter. But just be open to having ideas and on all sorts of stuff. It is really important. And you know, if you watch anything about goal setting and all this, they all say it's really powerful if you write them down. They're more likely to happen. And I'm obsessed with journaling and notebooking and writing things down, because it really makes a difference. And I write things down on a piece of paper in coloured pen, because there's research to show as well. If you do it on a computer, they've done research on students and said if they make notes during a lecture on a computer screen, like typing, or they make it in their notes, then they actually remember a lot more of the information they write. There's something about the kinesthetic thing of writing and seeing it in your own handwriting that is really powerful for some reason. So if you paper and pens, oldie-fashionedy way, because it really flipping works. And I really like it compared to typing on a computer. So brilliant. Okay, anything else? Any other questions, feedback, comments, or are you all happy? And we can sign off on a Friday afternoon. So the group will still be open. I'm not really planning to do anything except if you've got any problems over the weekend, because I need a weekend off. And I'll post something about a weekend about intention setting before next week, just so that you know how to intention set. But we've got the intention setting video that I did earlier in the week, the live stream. So if you're not that au fait with Facebook groups, if you come into this group, certainly on your laptop you can do it. At the top of the group there is a kind of index, so you can look for videos and you can see the videos without scrolling through everything. You can look for files and you can find the ebooks, so you don't have to scroll through everything to find what you need. You can put my name in the little search bar with the magnifying glass, and you will just find the posts that well, they're probably all with me, because they come up if I reply to anything as well. But if you want to find the videos or the ebooks, you can go to the search bar at the top and look for a video or look for a file, and they're all in there. And any questions, just message me, that's fine. Yeah, completely. Yeah. And there's things about my own mentor at the moment writes what she wants. I mean, she's really successful, but this just sounds like homework to me. So she says you don't have to do it. She writes what she wants 55 times every morning, and she's amazing at manifesting. And I'm like, just sounds like a punishment to me, not a joy. So I like to do, and if I'm doing journaling, so there's a thing about morning pages from The Artist's Way, and I tried that for a while, and again that wasn't necessarily natural for me. My journaling is quite often like now in the afternoon, and I'll put some music on and I'll sit there with a cup of tea and I'll just let my brain process some stuff and things. So brilliant. Thank you, and you have a lovely weekend as well. If you have any urgent questions, you can post them in the group, but otherwise I won't be in there very much until Sunday evening, Monday morning, when we'll just talk about setting intentions, or I'll just post a post about it, because I'm coaching Denise Monday morning because she had a flat tire this week, so I'll get that done as well. So thank you for being the most amazing group. It's been really heartwarming to see what's going on. Claire, that's so exciting. Brilliant. So you all have a busy weekend creating magic. So yeah, so we'll see you next week. Thanks a lot, ladies and gent Scott, when you watch this. Bye.